What it is, what it do is TexxposedTv, exposing the good, the great, and the ugly. For those that sleep slow and just don't know, tell them who it is.
Hey, what's up? My name is NENA Rosey. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm out here in Dallas, Texas.
Hey, NENA Rosey, the one who got P. Diddy's son and Yella Beezy in my comments.
Yes.
What's good? How life treating you?
Shit, I mean, good. I'm keeping myself very busy with this music. How's your life?
Another day in paradise,
Yes. Yes.
work on the music and shit. See you be active and shit. You was just in Colombia.
Yes, like about a week ago. It was very different out there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Very cheap too.
It was cheap.
Cheap, very cheap. So like the Ubers, I mean, they're about 80 cents. $2. The minimum wage
eighty
is
cent
$2.
Uber.
Yes, the minimum wage is $2.
So using the Uber app. Are you using the Uber app?
Yes,
Out there?
yeah, the most you spend is $2.
That's fucking crazy. I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went to Colombia last week, and then you went
Yes.
back home to Phoenix.
Yes.
Okay. And then you came to Dallas. How long you
Yeah.
been out here?
Just till Monday. Just
To
till
Monday, for
tomorrow,
sure.
yeah.
Okay. So you from is it Phoenix? Are you born and raised from Phoenix?
I mean, I was raised back to back, California and Arizona, but I was born in Arizona.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So where did you go to school at?
Uh, okay, so I went to a lot of schools. I would always get kicked out from a lot of,
You
yeah.
get kicked out.
Yeah. Well, hey, I used to, I don't know. I don't even know how. I was hanging out with weird people.
Weird people.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so I went to Greenway High School. I went to Thunderbird High School because, like I said, I was getting kicked out. But I actually graduated from the Learning Institute, so it was like a charter school.
Is that in Phoenix? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was in Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So in California, what part of California were you living in?
That was Norwalk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And going back and forth, like, is there like big differences between?
There is because I don't like to get into like the people that are in gangs and stuff like that. Like in Arizona, they make it all about color, and then in California, it's all about the name of, oh my gosh, the hood that you're from. It's most, I don't know. That's how I grew up.
Type shit.
Yeah.
So
So
like in Cali, like they like really like
big.
bang in the hood,
Yes.
really about it, really structured. And
Yeah. So.
Phoenix is more about is you blood or you crip or
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't say anything to them because I don't like arguments.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. So like growing up, did you say you spend most of the time in Phoenix or Cali or
Back to back, it was like half and half because I have family out there too.
okay, so you're
Yeah.
just like living back and forth between different family members or
Yeah, with my grandma, and then I would just come back. I would always. I was actually even when I was young. I ran away one time to go pursue my music career at
yeah,
15.
at 15?
15, and I met this guy named he was a producer. Oh my gosh, I don't remember his name, but he made Kobe Adonis famous with one of his beats. And I actually he gave me an open verse with Kobe Adonis. I didn't know who Kobe Adonis was. I don't believe in luck, but I feel like I've been lucky my whole life.
Nah, it'd be like that. It'd be
No,
like fate. Like, why am
yes.
I? And then you end up and you be like, damn, why did this happen?
Yeah. 'Cause Kobe Adonis got signed to Akon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's loud.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. So, like you said, damn, you said you're getting kicked out of school. We're gonna unpack that.
Yes.
We're gonna unpack that. And you say you was back and forth between like your grandma's house and then you ran away too. So like when you ran away, like was you staying with your mom, your dad?
I
Or,
was
like,
staying with my dad.
okay,
Yeah.
dad. Was your mom around or?
No, yeah, she was, but I just never said anything.
Yeah.
I would always get my way with my dad.
Type shit. Nah, my daughter gets so at me. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? So like, so you ran away. Why you like? What happened? Is it just on some fucking I'm finna go live my dreams type shit or?
I don't even know. It just happened one day. I don't know. I was watching a movie, And then I was just like, oh my gosh, that's dope. I don't know if I was like watching that 8 Mile movie.
Yeah, it was inspired like a motherfucker.
You know? So I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. You know what? I'm gonna run away. I just like, no, it just, I met some guy, his name was Mob or MOB or something like that. And he's like, hey, I'm going to Cali. You want to go? So I ended up like not going with him. I had one of my uncles. I had to like beg him. I'm like, hey, can you get me a ticket? Because I'm not 18. Can you get me a ticket just to go out there? So he got me a ticket with his name. Obviously, sometimes, and then, oh my gosh, what are they called? Those little buses, like, Greyhound. So they didn't ever check your name.
Man, that's crazy.
So I just went in there and I just went straight to Cali. And then that's when that producer picked me up. And he was an orphan. I guess he was telling me his story. And he was very respectful. I mean, I would have thought, damn, all kinds of shit could have happened to me, you know? No, but he had a studio. He's like, no, wake up. I got to put you in the studio. I didn't even know how to count bars, nothing like that. And I was like, damn, that's crazy, you know?
Damn. So, damn.
Yeah.
You ran away, but you kind of had it, like, set when you got there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it wasn't, like, no rough time or nothing?
No.
Okay. So, like, was you, like, getting money or, like...
No, it's just like, no, with him was more like he made sure I was good. You know, he was a millionaire. He told me, listen, I'm a millionaire. You know, he's like, my dad passed away and he actually adopted me at a certain age and he left me all of this. He's like, whatever you need, you let me know. I'll order it. And sometimes he'll be like, here's $100. You know, take an Uber, a Lyft or whatever and then come back here.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Damn. All right. So at this point, was you still in school or like, did you go back to school after this or how did that work out?
Yeah, he told me to go back to school. He's like, I'm gonna tell you something, Ma. He's like, school, because I always thought about just dropping out, you know? Yeah. And then he told me, you need to go back to school. School's gonna be very important in your life. Yeah. You know, so I went, I got, you know, my diploma, and then from there, I went to college and I got my bachelor's in business.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Turn up.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, at what point, you gotta get back to it. At what point did you get kicked out of school?
Oh my gosh. I think I was a freshman. I was a freshman and I didn't want people to know that I was a lesbian, right?
Okay.
So because my family was really, really strict.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what I mean? I was obviously a lot skinnier. Everybody was skinnier at one point, you know? And then I was at the gym and so like this girl kept staring at me and I said, girl, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hit you so hard. I'm gonna make you straight again. But it was just a joke and then we ended up like fighting and so they said I don't know, it ended up from me fighting lesbians to me becoming a lesbian, so
okay, that's different. It is but it ain't. Like,
no,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I just didn't want to come out. I didn't want to tell them, you know.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that kind of put a lot of shit in perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of answered one of my other questions, like, what do you identify as? Yeah,
lesbian. I don't consider myself. I'm just my own person, you know. I don't try to judge people by how they look because there's some people that, for instance, like Dej Loaf, they think that she's a lesbian just by the way she dresses, but honestly, she's not a lesbian because obviously she dated Dirk, you know? Right. So I try not to judge people by how they look anymore, so.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Type shit. Okay. So you end up going to college and shit.
Yes.
Got out of college. At what point did you get back to the music?
As soon as my brother, he got locked up, so he's facing life. I mean, he's been locked up since he was 18. And, 17 and a half. And so they charged him as an adult, you know?
Free brother.
Yeah. And then from there, he told me, he's like, you know what? You're hanging around stupid people because, like, I'm friends with people from different backgrounds. When I say that, I mean, I have friends that are pimps, all kinds, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't judge anybody because everybody, I had to learn the game, you know, the streets and, you know what I mean, and just school-wise too.
Yeah, so you was out here thugging.
Yeah, so like street. So I had to be, oh my gosh, what is it? Well-rounded.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying way. Though.
So I know when people are trying to finesse me, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so like when people are trying to lie to me, I have that shit tatted on me. Real eyes, real lies, real lies. You know what I mean?
The test hard though.
I appreciate that.
Really.
And from there, you know, I went back to making music after my brother got sentenced to life. He told me, "Hey, get back into your music." And he's like, "You should start making music with some of these artists. I admire them." So I started collaborating with a lot of his favorite artists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just went on from there.
You got a good little story. You know what I'm saying? It ain't regular. You know what I'm saying? You had little obstacles to jump through.
Yeah.
So like growing up as a kid, like would you say you was like sneaky, or was you like, you say you were well-rounded, I get it, but like you feel like you was sneaky at the same time, or troublemaker? Or...
I was a troublemaker. Yeah. I was a troublemaker. I was never scared of anything because I said, you know what, when it's your time, it's your time. But the thing is, I don't like to start shit either. You know what I mean? I feel I had to go to anger management because it went to that point where, you know what I mean, I had to control my emotions. But now I feel like now that I'm at this age, I feel like I can control everything because I had to be surrounded with people that know how to control their emotions too.
You know, kind of soak it in, you know, grow from it. I feel you on all that though.
Yes.
yeah, no, for real. All right. So like, we know you was a problem child. You know what I'm saying? You running away and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got kicked out of school. You know what I'm saying? Being sneaky around the family and shit. Like, like I was once asked like, when did you jump off the porch? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you start getting active, like you was just doing whatever. Like, so you was like basically outside in the street. So I say like, when did you get out?
Okay. So that's the way you guys say it out here. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like say off the porch would be like when you first started going outside getting active.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I was in a relationship. And she was living with me at my dad's, you know what I mean? Because she got kicked out. I don't know. She had her own fucking little shit going on, you know? So I was like, hey, you can stay with me, you know? And so, she got my brother caught up with a stolen car or something like that. So then it all started from that, you know what I mean? To my brother just doing stupid shit. And so my dad said, you know what, I don't want her living here or whatever, you know, at a very young age and shit. So I was like, okay, fuck it. So I ran away with the bitch, you know what I mean?
She's like, I ran away together.
Yes. Yeah.
You say that part.
Yes. So we ran away together. I said, man, fuck it. Let me run away with this bitch. And I was like, why the fuck am I, you know what I mean? I have somewhere to go. I know she doesn't. You know? Damn. So I just, I don't know. I mean, I didn't know that her mom was a prostitute, you know what I mean? Okay. And so, like, I didn't know how hard her life was. So then I started really, you know, peeping game and everything because I speak Spanish. So her mom would, like, say, hey, you know, she would try and use men. And she was like, hey, I didn't know you speak Spanish. And I'm like, I do, you know? But then I felt like I needed to stay away from that relationship because I'm like, you know what? Like, this could either make me or break me, you know what I mean? So I always stick to that, stick to my own code, you know what I mean? So I left her, and then from there, I decided to just, you know, she would never, you know, support my music. I actually finished my first album when I was like 16. 16, and then from there I didn't like it, so I never released that because I went by another name. They like Rhythm or something like that. I don't know, that's what one of my friends just, you know, came up with the name, and I just never liked it. But my family has always called me Nena or Nina, you know.
Okay. No,
yeah,
it's interesting. So like, what like got you started rapping?
Honestly, it started by writing, you know, my feelings into a journal. It was more like a journal, you know what I mean? And so my sister was dating. It's always like someone dating somebody, you know? You know? Yeah, Mexicans move faster than Mexican music. So she was dating this guy, and the guy, he went through my journal, and I was like, what the fuck are you reading my journal? He's like, you rap? I said, no, that's not a fucking rap. And he's like, he knew that I had anger issues because my sister would be like, hey, you know, my sister, don't fuck with her because she just gets all crazy and shit. So he said, hey, I got a studio, maybe you should put your emotions, have you ever thought about rapping? And then I just went on from there, you know? And then I mean, the music wasn't mixed and mastered, so obviously it wasn't the best quality. But I liked the feedback that people were giving me. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I felt better. I feel like I released so much stress instead of keeping it to myself. So then that's what actually started. You know, that's where it started.
At what age was this?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was 14.
Okay.
Like 14 before I ran away. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying. Yeah. So you started.
Yes.
Started. That little situation happened, and then it transformed into a whole in a year.
Yes.
Okay. So like, when would you say you started getting serious about your music?
Oh my gosh. I would say maybe the beginning of this year now, because I stayed away from music for 3 years. I was just sticking to, like, you know, myself. I had my own stuff going on, so I was like, you know what, I was on crutches. I was in an accident, so I didn't want people knowing anything. I swear, that is so true when people say, when something happens to you and then you end up going broke and stuff, you know, that's when you realize who really fucks with you. Nobody hit me up at all, right? Within those 3 years. And then I started shooting videos last year. And then from there, I was showing people love. You know, because I have my own t-shirt printer. I have my my own camera, you know, my drone, my own studio space, whatever, you know. And I just started building from scratch, you know. And then slowly, as I was getting back on my feet, because I was like, you know what, I don't use the crutches anymore. Okay, I'm back on my shit. Nobody could drive me around. But I was like, now that they see me getting back into my music, now they want to fuck with me, you know what I mean? So I'm like, that's crazy. Now they see me, okay, you know, driving a nice ass car, but
it be like that though.
Yeah, some fake ass shit, you know.
It come with it, but sometimes you gotta like. I just feel like I just had a conversation about this same shit. You know? So I manage this shit myself, and I had like sometimes you gotta manipulate that. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta use that to your advantage, type shit.
No, yeah, of course. So anytime anybody be like, hey, let me borrow money, I'm signing a contract. Why a contract? I don't trust words anymore. Hell no, because, you know what I mean? Everything has to be contracts. And if you don't pay it within this amount of money, you have to pay me more. Because listen, over there in Mexico, they do that. They'll let you borrow money. And, you know, that's how I taught the game. That's how I learned from them, you know? Hey, you can let people borrow money, but always use a contract with everything. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Facts though. Facts. Nah, for sure.
Even if it's through text, that's where you're in breach of contract right there.
Nah, facts.
Yeah.
Okay. So like you got serious. So like, how are you moving? So tell me about the Phoenix. Let's start there. Let's start with the Phoenix music scene.
Okay.
What's it like out there? Like, I know a couple artists.
Yes.
But you tell me from your perspective, like, who's hot? Is it a club scene? How do you get hot in Phoenix and Arizona?
Honestly, the scene is very different. They have favoritism from, you know, I'm just speaking for myself, not speaking for them. Yeah. They have a lot of favoritism for sure. Yeah. If you're trying to get, like, let's say to these podcasts or a radio, you know, like, they have to actually, you know, like you. You know? Shit. Yeah, but if they don't fuck with you, they'll just leave you on scene and stuff like that. As far as music, there's a lot of talented artists. It's just I feel like if they had better guidance, they would actually get somewhere, you know? Yeah, because a lot of them, they don't know the business aspect. It's not just like making music, you know? Yeah.
So do y'all have a lot of blogs out there?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just curious, how you come across TexxposedTv? Like,
honestly, oh my gosh, I don't even remember. I think maybe the post just came across. I don't know. Somebody told me, hey, you know, you should check them out, or I don't know how it just happened, you know. But I'm kind of glad because now I'm here, you know.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to tell you how I discovered you. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna get there. I just want to know, like, making your music, like, growing up. All right, so when you grew up, what music were you listening to, like, growing up?
I listen to a lot of Mexican music.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
That's why I started, being very fast in my life. I was just like, no, I was just playing. You know how they say that.
Yeah. Okay.
No, Mexican music. I listen to a lot of Ice Cube.
Okay. West Coast shit.
Yes, I like Keisha Cole.
Okay.
Pleasure P.
Okay, yeah. But P had it wave.
Yeah. So it just all depends. Honestly, I like Eminem too.
Yeah. Like Eminem. Yeah,
he was very funny in some of his songs. Oh my gosh, like very creative.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you would say like they inspire you? Do they inspire you in making music, or what inspires you in making music?
Like I would say like the people like Too Short, because I'm more into like the club scene,
Type shit.
That's mine because I don't want to be making sad music, and then be sad all day. I don't got time for that. You know what I mean? And then my tears dropping on the paper and stuff like. No by Zero, right? No.
You don't know what Zero is? That's crazy. You don't know what Zero is? That's crazy. He's he's an older artist from Texas, but he's like one of the legendary artists type shit. He make like a bunch of emotional ass music, but he rap. His style is like different. You gotta check him out.
No, I'm gonna check him out.
Okay, alright. So like, I'm gonna tell you like how I discovered you. Like, so I seen you. Yella Beezy was jamming your shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But the music was Spanish. So it was like, damn, do bro know Spanish? What was your thoughts when you first saw Yella Beezy jamming your shit?
I mean, when I saw that, I was like, does he speak Spanish? Is he Puerto Rican?
Type shit.
Yeah. You never know. I've met people that look like they don't speak Spanish. Like, people thought I was white. You know what I mean? But I speak fluent Spanish.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. We never know. I never got the chance to ask him, hey, do you speak Spanish?
Type shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And like, in making your music, like, do you rather, like, which music would you rather make? Because like the newest shit I've heard from you is like all in Spanish and shit.
Yeah.
But like the older shit I heard from you, you like speaking English rapping on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So which one you like?
I feel like I'd rather stick to the Spanish because I want to stick to my roots now. And then on top of that, I feel like I don't really cuss as much. I don't cuss in my like all my Spanish music is all clean music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That kind of goes into one of my questions of like. I think one of the last songs, Marina.
Morena Mia.
Okay, yeah,
yes.
Okay. See, are you talking about a bitch on it? Like, what
yes.
you talking about? Yes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I like them light skinned, dark girls, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah,
so,
yeah.
Morena Mia, it could be a Cuban girl, it could be an African American girl, it could be, a Dominicana, Puerto Rican. Yeah, so it's all for them because it could be Mexican. I don't just want to just say one race because you know what I mean. I want everybody to be like, hey, it's for everybody.
Type shit. Nah, I dig that. And like what you talking about on the verses? I got the hook. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got the concept of the hook.
So basically, it's like letting her know, like, hey, you know what? Like, let me show you. Like how I am, as a person too. It's like, hey, you'll have a good time with me, but not in a perverted way, nothing like that. You know what I mean? It's more like a club music, like, hey, But then at one point, I said, hey, if it gets down, then I'll go and eat you out.
Yeah.
Miami Beach, So
turn up.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? You have to spice it up a bit.
Type shit. Nah, you did that.
Yeah.
I wish I knew you were saying that. You gonna make me go do my research.
Oh my god. Your translator.
That's lie though. That's lie. Okay, alright. Alright, when you first saw okay. You said you told us how you felt when you saw Yella jammy shit or whatever?
Honestly, he sent it to me. He DM'd me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he DM'd me.
What you say?
he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey Queen, what's up?" He's like, "I think your music's dope." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then from there, I said, "Oh, thank you." I wasn't sure if it was actually him because I was like, then I saw a blue check mark, how to go through all his music videos because it's all linked up to his Instagram. I'm like, okay, it is him. You know?
That's him. Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's me. He's like, we started building a relationship from there. Like, I never really knew of whatever's happening with his case. It's not like I'm just researching artists. Oh my gosh, hey, do you have any chords coming up? You know, I don't look into that, you know. I don't know. I'm just like one of those people, like, I try not to judge anybody because we really don't know the story behind anything, you know. We really don't. No. Yeah.
If you knew the story, you probably wouldn't judge.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so, all right. So speaking of that, like when you saw the headline of Yella Beezy arrested for the murder of Mo3, how did that make you feel? What was your thoughts?
I was shocked. I was like, that's crazy, you know. I'm like, I just try not to really speak upon that so much because, like, I don't have a place to speak on that at all. Shit. You know what I mean? I don't know what went on. I can't say, hey, I'm on his side. I'm in no one's side because I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? I really don't know. Like, I didn't know who Mo3 was. Okay. But I'm not going to lie. I've heard his music. I just didn't know his name. Okay. I heard a song with him. He featured, oh my gosh, Blueface. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I didn't know that was him. I was like, oh shit, that's him. That was I like that song, you know?
That was the last one he made before he passed.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, that kind of answered one of my questions of, like, did you listen to Mo3 or did you listen to Yella Beezy?
Yeah, I've heard the song, you know, oh my gosh, It's On Me. Obviously, that song went, the first time it came out, I heard that, you know? Okay. I didn't know he had more music out there. Yeah, like that.
He got some shit. He got a couple tapes, you know what I'm saying? A couple albums, and, you know.
I started checking out his new music, and then the song he has with Lil Wayne, too. Yeah, that's his last song.
Yeah, that whole cool. That whole cool. I think it was just a little bit too gangsta on that motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's dope,
you
though.
Get back in there, That's On Me bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think it's dope having Lil Wayne because I think he's.
Nah, that's crazy.
He's a artist,
Nah, that's crazy. Yeah, I grew up.
Listening to Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
you know me too.
I went to his concert one time. He had like little kids walking around. Like, you know, I don't want to say little kids smoking, but like younger people out here walking around smoking. He got old white women showing their titties, and it's going crazy. He on stage, he's smoking, skateboarding, rapping, and all that type of shit. So.
Skateboarding?
He's skateboarding while he's rapping and shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I fuck with Wayne.
That's dope. I actually, me and Yella Beezy and King Combs, we're working on a song.
Nah, I was gonna get there. Like, you got them in the comments. You got him and King Combs in the comments. Like, I ain't gonna lie. When I seen them up in my comments, I'm like, what the fuck going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you saw it, how you make you feel? Because they both hopped in there with love. So.
Yeah, well, Yella Beezy, me and him have been locked in, and he told me, he's like, hey, I fuck with you heavy. Mm-hmm. You know, he's like, you should be in the same rooms as, you know what I mean? Right. As these big artists too. Because I don't know if he speaks Spanish, I don't know, or maybe he just sees my grind. He's like, I see you working, you know? Right. And then from there, King Combs messaged me. He DM'd me, hey, Yella Beezy keeps ranting about you that I should fuck with you, because, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, okay. And I wasn't sure who King Combs was, because I know that Diddy had a son, but I didn't know his name exactly, you know? Yeah. And then I was like, oh shit. And then I listened to the music. I'm like, okay, I heard this song before. I didn't know that was his son.
Yeah, that's baby Diddy right there. That's the he spit him out.
Oh my god.
He got the moves and everything.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, when I saw it, I saw it within the first 30 seconds of him doing it. Well, first I saw Yella. Yeah, I seen Yella, I was like, screenshot. And then right after I took that screenshot, it was him. I was like, screenshot.
Oh
my
gosh.
What the fuck, what the hell going on?
Yeah.
That shit is crazy though. So what you doing? Like what we doing? We waiting on like working on something together?
Well, yeah, right now. So I have a song with K Cartier. I don't know if you guys have heard of him.
I have.
Okay, so he reached out to me too. I don't know, like when I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. I don't really reach out to people. I don't beg them. Hey, let me check out my music. Nothing. I'm just grinding, and I think it's just the universe just bringing these people into my life, you know. And I have a song with K Cartier, so. Ooh. I have a song with him, and I'm adding Yella Beezy in that song too. You know what I mean? Ooh. So, cause it's like two people with motion. You know what I mean? And then and then with King Combs, I'm actually his manager called me yesterday, and so I told him, hey, I'll just send you the song that I want him on. You know, and his manager was, you know, just giving me pointers that I can't say, but he was definitely telling me, he's like, you know what? I've been hearing a lot about you too, and I was like, damn, I don't know, whatever the hell I'm doing, you know, it must be working.
Damn, yeah. Crazy. So what kind of song is you about to sing? What kind of song? First off,
yes.
What kind of song you about to put Yella on?
Okay, so it's called Navegando. It's basically, since I'm traveling a lot, and in one of my verses it says en la calle, so basically in the streets they have to respect you whether you're a criminal or not. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay, so basically it was randomly because I didn't know that. I was like, you know what, Yella Beezy's already going through that shit, and I explained it to him. This is what it's gonna say. He's like, hey, that shit's hot. You know, he liked the beat, and I mean, he probably doesn't understand what I was saying, you know, because I stick to the Spanish shit. But Cartier, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, like he killed that shit. He killed the verse. Yeah. So.
Damn, that shit crazy. Yeah. So they finna be rapping, and you speaking, you rapping and singing Spanish.
Yeah. I had to explain to them what it meant, you know. So it's like I'm actually not going through no middleman or anything. Like I have their numbers locked in, like we're locked in. I want to make sure. I'm like, I just got back into music. You know what I mean?
You already
within 4 months of the beginning of the year.
How I feel?
Honestly, I'm still in shock. I'm just like, what the hell? You know, I'm like, I wonder who else is gonna end up messaging me. You know what I mean? Cause
you got a lot of traction, hella fast. Like right after you hopped on my radar, it's like
yeah, that's crazy.
I'll keep going for you. I'm going with this Colombia topic, man. What you was doing in Colombia, man?
In Colombia, I was gonna have a artist. He's a part of. He almost got signed to Rick Ross, you know. So this guy, this guy was supposed to go out there. I paid for the tickets, 3 tickets for us to go out there. He's like, hey, just pay for the tickets. We'll cover, you know what I mean, the video. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? They have the video. They got the Airbnb. We go out there. And then actually, before we got out there, his manager called me. Hey, my artist won't be able to go the same day that we were supposed to go out there. So I was upset because I'm like, damn, I spent $3,000.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so at the same time, I was like, you know what? One door closes, another one opens. That's always been my thing, and it happens all the time. And so before K Cartier hit me up, I was like, it was a day before Yella Beezy got locked up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, damn, the timing was super off, you know? And I'm telling you, I just have really, like, I don't know if it's luck or whatever. And then I go to the gas station. I'm texting before I even pump, you know, my gas. And then I see this car in front of me, I swear to God, before I get to the Colombia part, right? Yeah. And then there's this guy gets off the car and asks me for change. And I said, no, you know, because I didn't want to judge him. I was like, fuck, I don't know if he does drugs, you know? So he's like, hey, do you have any spare change? And I said, I feel bad. So I was going to go to the store. And I said, did you run out of gas? He's like, yeah. So I was like, you know what? All I have is $10 in spare change, whatever, you know? Here, I give it to him. I didn't even ask. I left. I came back. Hey, thank you, whatever, you know? And I was like, hey, you listen to rap, you know? Because closed mouths don't get fed. I'm sorry.
Type shit, nah.
So then, so.
Gotta eat.
Yeah. So then he's like, no, but my wife does. And so I talked to her, and I guess his wife happens to work for 98.3 over there in Arizona. So I've been wanting to get on that station, but they have favoritism. She's like, no. She's like, you need a friend like me. I was like, damn, just because I gave them $10, now I'm friends with her, you know?
That's the way life work, baby.
Yeah. And so I left to Colombia, just me and the manager, not with the artist, because the artist broke his ankle.
Damn.
And then we were 2 hours away from Colombia, and K Cartier messaged me, hey, you're fucking dope. You know, because I'm sure he's heard my English music too, but like, because everything's linked, you know what I mean, with my Instagram. Right. So, and then we started talking. I wanted to make sure that it was actually him. So the manager was like, you know, anybody could buy a blue check mark. And I said, you know what? The thing is, we're not talking about check marks. This is the guy, because I used to listen to him when he first went viral, you know? And I was like, damn, I always tell myself, I manifest everything. I'm like, man, one day I'm going to work with this guy. This guy's dope, you know? Sure enough, 2 years later, I already have a song with him.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean?
Yeah, we've been leaked. So actually, like, we text message each other here and there, you know? He'll be like, hey, if you need any... I guess he moved out there. He's from Atlanta, or I don't know where he was living at exactly, but he's in Miami now, so... That's crazy. Yeah. That's
crazy. Alright, so damn, you got a bunch of collabs coming, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who else you trying to work with? Like,
I'm trying to work with Chris Brown.
The Breezy.
Yeah, no, seriously, because Yella Beezy told me, hey, you know, anybody you want to work with, you let me know. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, he's like, nah, I fuck with you heavy, you know? And I think it's just that since I make Spanish music, just having Chris Brown, I've always loved all his shit. Ooh. He's fucking dope, you know?
Yeah, you get Chris Brown, you're out of here.
Yeah, he's super dope, but at the moment, I'm just trying to see when I want to drop these songs with King Combs and Yella Beezy before I actually move to the next, you know?
Oh. Speaking of him going to jail and shit, let's get back on that right quick. He got out.
Yes.
He fucking reacted to your shit again.
Yeah. So he said to me a day after he had got out.
Okay.
He told me, because I think he started seeing that people were hating on my shit so much. He's like, here, post that shit. I want you to keep getting traction. You know? Yeah. I posted that shit on TikTok and went to 120,000 views.
Damn.
People are just more comments every day. I'm waking up with different comments, you know? Yeah.
Nah, like, you really got the cheat code in the sauce, because, like, man, ain't nobody in your lane right now. What you doing?
I don't know. Just honestly, I think God is definitely watching over everything I'm doing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, for sure. He ain't like, damn. So, like, when you said they was getting backlash from, like, that start hating on your shit and shit, like, I was gonna ask you, like, how does him reacting to your music affect you? Like, is it more backlash, or more love, or?
I feel like some people were like, they're like, oh, did you not hear what happened about Wolf 3? Hey, they're like, don't listen to people. Some people will message me, be like, hey, don't listen to what people say, because that has nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? And I said, I know. That's why I'm not replying back like, oh, fuck this, fuck that. And I'm not saying any of that. I'm a very positive person. I just keep sharing their comments onto my story. Yeah. But not because I'm talking shit. I'm not. I just want people to know that traction is coming in. You know what I mean?
Now you gotta fans be fans.
Yeah, so regardless of whether it's bad, a lot of people have been reaching out, hey, how did he reach out to you? Hey, put me in the same room with you, this and that. I'm like, damn, people really try to use me. That's crazy, you know?
It'd be like that. It'd be like that. And okay, so it ain't really, like, it didn't really affect you negatively.
No, it didn't.
Like, I said, but I say it was more positive than anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, somebody left a funny comment, and they said he's learning Spanish before he leaves to Mexico.
What the fuck? No, they were saying that shit. They were saying he ran to Mexico after the situation originally. They were saying that shit, like, because he was going live and he was in, like, I don't know where he back. He was in fucking. It looked like he was in Mexico though. But
this was recent.
This was when the original incident happened when he got locked up for.
Okay.
Like he wasn't here.
He was in Mexico.
He wasn't here. You know what I'm saying? Like he was out of town during that time. Like they were saying he was in Mexico. I heard he was in Vegas. I don't know where exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ran into Yella. Like I used to, well, one of his engineers and producers, Bud Beats, one of the hottest producers out here. Been on Bud for like a long time, and JT, boom me up JT. Them my guys type shit. So I used to pull up to their studio all the time and shit, and he used to just be in there chilling. And you know, we didn't really get real cool and shit, you know, but we spoke when we saw each other and shit. And then my partner Vault used to shoot his videos too. So I met him at one of the video shoots one time. I forgot what song it was. But yeah, I met him a couple times. Cool dude. So like, now you got these hot collabs coming out. Who else do you want to work with? Like?
Oh, you know what? So I'm working with next maybe after I leave from Texas next weekend. I'm going to the Bay. I'm working with Keisha Cole's brother. He reached out to me too. I'm telling you, it just. I'm telling you, it's just So Sammy the Ghost, you know, shout out to Sammy the Ghost.
Damn. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
And, yeah, so I mean, I'm already locked in with Crip Mac, Sammy the Ghost, you know. Yeah, no, he's so funny. He's really funny.
I think bro about to get out soon. Like,
yeah,
he's
super funny though.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. And I just gotta ask, like, how did you view? Like, do you have any knowledge of the Dallas music scene, or?
No, I don't. I mean, because I've never really thought of seeing myself traveling like that.
Yeah.
And then, as soon as that whole Yella Beezy incident, not with whatever he got going on, but when he started reacting to one of my songs, you know, last month, it just made me realize, you know what, I want to go to Dallas, you know what I mean? Because I know he's from here.
Yeah.
And so I told him I was going to be out here, but the thing is, if anything, I just told him I'm just going to, you know, stay working with my music, and then from here, I'll probably end up going to the Bay. And then from there, I'm thinking about going to Dubai next month.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What you gonna do in Dubai?
I've always wanted to shoot a music video out there.
Ah, you showing up.
Yes.
You are cut up.
I'm just doing everything myself, honestly, but I do keep up with my surroundings, and I know people who live out there. So I'm not just going out there to go out there, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So now you got a plan that everywhere from what I see, everywhere you go, you doing something. You know what I'm saying? You active.
Yes, that's what keeps you relevant in the game.
Nah, facts. Facts. Okay. So what we got these collabs coming out? What we working on? We working on a mixtape, an album. What we finna drop?
I'm thinking about working on an EP because I just was more like of a single person. You know what I mean? Just keep dropping singles, but as of right now, I'm just promoting the Morena Mia. Because so far, I've been getting a lot of traction from that song too. So I was like, you know what? Before I even drop the songs with, you know, King Combs and then Yella Beezy and K Cartier, I want to make sure that everything's correctly, because everything, you have to make sure the way you promote yourself too.
No, for sure. All that shit count. And
yeah.
A lot of artists don't understand that. Like, all that, you gotta have a rollout.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That shit gotta be packaged up, looking like goddamn fucking candy or something, like a Christmas gift.
Yeah. It's not just like, hey, let me just post a song.
Nah.
Oh my God.
So like, nah, I gonna tell you what I would do, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about that before.
I ain't really giving the sauce on this, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But just I give them that slow rollout, like, you know what I'm saying. All right, I've been killing y'all with this, like,
yes.
Hear this, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, hear this, then I'll just storm for a little bit, and then boom, EP on there. You know what I'm
yeah, for sure. It's like maybe like a little snippet. I would, you know what I mean?
Type shit.
Yeah, because I did send it to somebody that was like doing these music reviews, and he liked the song with me and K Cartier, but he probably didn't know who he was, you know. But eventually, once I have Yella Beezy in that song, it's gonna bring a lot of traction too. Because I'm not gonna lie, he is a trending artist right now because of what's going on, you know.
Nah, facts.
Especially P Diddy's son, you know what I mean?
Nah,
so,
facts. Nah, facts. Nah, facts.
They say 2 for 1, so.
Nah, facts. Hey, nah, that shit gonna be crazy. Yeah, both them hoes gonna be crazy. Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be?
Honestly, as of right now, I would say if I were to actually, I got offered a record deal. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ever since the Yella Beezy video that went viral, kind of, you know what I mean?
Oh no, so that's some more shit.
I'm not gonna say the label because as of right now, you know, I denied them for sure. And
why you hold on? Go ahead.
No, it's just better because there was a lot of things. You know what I mean? I read over the contract. I sent it to my entertainment lawyer. I'm not a dummy. You know what I mean? A lot of people might be like, "Oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. They just want to cash out." I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I'm sorry. I know where the money is going to go in and where it's going to go out. Yeah. And then if I were to buy my music back from them, it would be more than what they're giving me. So I'm like, hell no, you know?
Type shit.
So, they offered me a deal for a whole year for 10 songs and 6 music videos. You know, and I was like, nah. And it was in Texas. I mean, not Texas. It was in New York too. It was a label from New York. And so that's why I say one door closes, another one opens, and that's when King Combs hit me up. You know what I mean?
So what's the route? Like, if you get the deal, if somebody presents a proper deal for you and the numbers look proper, you signing it or you staying independent? Or
I'm staying independent, but I wouldn't mind, you know, getting a record deal for a whole year. That's perfect than being stuck. For like 10 years, you know. If you know how to move right, a distribution deal, that's the best way to go too. Yeah. You know, but as of right now, that's one thing I prefer. A distribution deal, I think that would put me more out there, you know.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Nah, makes sense. So at the end of it all, like, would you rather? You said you didn't want to stay signed for 10 years. Like, say you do sign for that 1 year contract. After that, are you gonna be independent or?
Yeah, staying independent as long as I own my masters. You know what I mean? Because that's why I had to go through. I think they're trying to keep my masters, and that's another reason why I denied it. So it's like, hell no. Like, you know what? Like, I'm not giving over everything I work hard for because so far I'm already doing what they would be doing for me. I'm already traveling.
Out of pocket.
Yeah, so I'm like, hell no.
Yeah. Nah, if you got the money and the funds to do it, just do it yourself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But shit can't get expensive. It just really depends on how far you want to go, how much you want to spend to get where you want to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everything's money.
For sure. All right. Where do you want to be in the industry within the next 5 years?
Shit. I want to be making music with the top reggaeton artists, you know, J Balvin, Bad Bunny, you know, people like that. Yeah, definitely, you know. I always told myself I'm going to be the first Spanish, you know, female rap artist to get out of, you know what I mean? I don't care how long it takes me. I'm grinding, you know what I mean?
Shit.
Yeah.
Nah, that's real though. That's real. You gotta stay down. All right, now for sure. What can we expect from you in this next year? What we got coming on? What we doing? You got the EP working on. Got a couple singles. You got anything else that you want to talk about? Anything else you want?
No, honestly. I mean, I don't really plan. I feel like things that are planned are never. They never go right.
You just don't go.
Yes, I'm gonna go. I don't think about it. So I didn't know. Like, as soon as I came back from Colombia, I was like, I have a whole month to myself. I didn't know that I come to Texas. I'm here. It just happened when he sent me that video. You know, I was like, you know what? I gotta keep up with this momentum. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let me go over there to Dallas. Let me go do this. You know what I mean? I'm not just out here just having fun and stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am enjoying the. You know, Dallas is definitely. It's more. There's more vibe, you know. More
vibe than other than Phoenix or like.
Yeah, it's dry out there. So.
What you mean dry?
Well, I mean, it's already hot out there. I mean, over here the weather's bipolar. Okay, I can tell.
What you been doing since you've been here?
Here, actually, I've been going. My cousin has been taking me everywhere. Oh, yeah? Because he lives out here, so he's like, oh, look at this, and that. You know, so I was like, okay, cool. And then he's trying to. We went out to eat. You know, he's like, hey, these are the best spots, whatever. You know, stuff like that. But I leave tomorrow, so I was just trying to see how the vibe is out here before if I were to come back out here, you know.
So you talking about coming back to visit, or you coming back to move?
No, not to move. I think more like maybe to work with people. I have a friend that wants me to do a show with her in Austin, Texas. Okay. So May 3rd.
May 3rd.
So
That's right around the corner.
Yeah,
that's
so
like,
yeah, so I told her I'll think about that. So I'll be back.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
You stay somewhere.
Yeah, I gotta keep myself busy. It's just I can't just. I feel like if I'm not doing this, I don't want to live with full of regrets. I almost worked with 6ix9ine years ago, and then I was like, damn, that's crazy. You know, he had all them allegations. I think Arizona was his first show.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I think they booked him out there. That was his first show, and then we were gonna collaborate on a song, and I was like, you know what? All these allegations about him, you know what I mean, and a 14-year-old, or I don't really know, you know.
I know about that shit.
And now he's actually like, man, what? He has all these plaques. I'm like, that's crazy.
So his crazy. His story is insane.
No, yeah, seriously. So I think about that, and I was like, damn, you know. And then even when I tried to work with some guy named MC Magic out there in Arizona, he's very known there. I remember when I didn't have a car, I took the bus. I knew how to get to his house because his one of his promoters took me there. So I was sitting there with all the greats were at, you know what I mean? And I was like, every time I see like the you know, the gold plaque, I'm like, damn, I said I want one of those, you know? He's like, and one day I just went to his house and I just brought $100. I didn't know how this game worked, you know? I swear it's funny. So I say, hey, I'm trying to collaborate with you, and he's like, let me tell you something, Ma, you got to do it by yourself. He's like, you're going to go far doing it by yourself. And then ever since I was young as fuck, that's what made me run away, too. You know? And then, not just that, I'm friends with JJ Fatima from JJ Fad, a part of the NWA.
Yeah, okay.
So she reached out, too. But this was her sister. I didn't know I was friends with her sister. And she's like, hey, who you playing? I said, oh, this is my new song, you know what I mean? And then she's like, oh, shit. But it was when I was sticking to English music, you know? She's like, my sister's famous. I'm going to have her contact you. Everybody says the same thing. I said, okay, I just, you know, kept my cool. Her sister called me, hey, it's Fatima. I heard your music. I could definitely, you know, dance to this. You know, I've always been into that club music, whether it was English or Spanish, you know?
Type shit.
And so, from there, Fatima invited me to her house. She has a house out there in California and Arizona. So then, like, when I went to her house, I saw the, you know what I mean, Supersonic and then Fergalicious. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, this is really her, for reals. We became really close friends. She gave me, you know, she gave me the game, too. She told me.
You super plug.
Yeah.
Like, you super plug. Like,
yeah, I just don't ask for handouts. I don't ever, you know what I mean? People are like, damn, but you should be asking them. I don't ask them anything. Once they see you working,
right?
You know what I mean?
They gonna you just that's the way it works.
Yes.
You know?
They say nothing but good stuff about you. You know what I mean? So
type shit.
Yeah.
Type shit. Okay. All right. Nah, for sure. All right. Nah, you got a crazy story.
No.
I see you out here working. You know what I'm saying? I've seeing you, have my eye on you and shit. You know what I'm saying? I wish great success with you. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm be looking for the collabs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm looking for all that, and you know, I just wish you success. And, got 10 seconds left. Give me a drop.
Yes. So it's your girl NENA ROSEY. I'm here at TexxposedTv. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Follow me. My music links anywhere. NENA ROSEY, NENA ROSEY.
That way, yeah.